We're recording. We are recording. Okay, guys, welcome. This is Jessica at the FX Diaries, and I decided today I thought it would be really awesome for you guys to hear from one of the students of the Academy who's also on this journey of trading with me, and he's done incredibly well since he started. And Will and I actually have a really cool story, you guys. The power of social media is amazing. So Will and I actually met on Snapchat. Literally, you guys, I just opened up my Snapchat one day and I was like, I'm just gonna quick add as many people as I can and see what comes from it. And so what came from it was Will right here. And it's been truly amazing getting to know him and work with him. And I just wanted you guys to hear something, I wanted to share my journey through the trading process, but I think it would be more helpful for you guys to hear from a lot of different people, so you guys can get perspective from different people who have different styles of learning, and maybe give you guys a better idea of what to expect when you get into trading, the trading world. So yeah, you guys, so this is Will. Will, would you like to tell the YouTube people in YouTube land a little bit about yourself?
Well, I guess I'm a support worker for men in recovery who are coming off of drugs and alcohol, and I run I run a house in Surrey, BC, and so when I got a message from Des, she said come to the library out that way. So then I went out that way and checked it out. It was close to work and everything, so I could go to work and then go check out like with Nafis and everybody and see how things are ran. And I got a good idea. And plus, when I got to meet Jessica and everybody had like a good energy around them. You had a great energy, and so I was pulled in, right? So I was like, this sounds like something I could do, because it sounds fun. At first, it was like at first when I first got in there, I was like, I didn't know what was going on. In fact, I didn't even, they said, watch the videos. I never really got into the videos like I'd watch here and there. I thought, with this thing, for me personally, myself, I did it part-time, just a little bit here and there. But when the pandemic came around, I really got into the whole thing. I don't know, I'm just all over the place, but
That's amazing. Go right ahead.
yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Did you know what Forex was before you got introduced to the Academy and myself?
No, I just saw that you were making bank on you said make money online and stuff, and uh off your phone and Wi-Fi and stuff, and I was like, okay. And then I saw it looked pretty cool too, because your Snapchat showed multiple screens, and then of course I was like, okay, well, what's going on, and then the market and where the price was going and stuff, and I was like, all right, I'm interested, right? And then that's when I went to the to the classes at the Surrey Library.
Right,
So,
right.
no, I knew nothing about it at all.
Okay, awesome. So that's perfect, you guys. You don't have to know anything about this to get started with us. So it's really, really powerful and really cool. So what was that? So that was your first impression. So what got you excited about the learning aspect of everything?
What got me excited? Well, I think I'm getting more and more excited now than every single time I learn something. But at first I was like intimidated. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. And I was like, okay, where do I start, man? So obviously watching the videos, getting an idea, and then you directed me to the boot camp that through Manny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm more excited now than, but of course, to people, when they're getting into it, they're gonna be like intimidated because like I didn't know nothing. I was like, what is that word called? A deer in the headlights or whatever.
Great.
So, but now that I understand it and I'm getting more into it and stuff, I'm on to pivots, and I'm even learning about vibrata and stuff. So it's
Okay, nice. I like vibrata, so that's awesome. Okay, well, where can we go from here? Like I said, I didn't plan this out, you guys, and Will. I was just like, let's just do a little interview and maybe see how your journey's going. So where should we go?
I would suggest this, since you know, for me, I like to go all the way in. I'm not part time or halfway. So I'm like, I'm always like learning something. For example, like you said, be coachable, right? So I'm coachable, and when even I take little nuggets from here and there, like all the like for Bob Proctor with Think and Grow Rich.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another journey almost by itself, because when he said read Think and Grow Rich, I got a copy of that. And the first part was like the basics of what he was talking about. I thought that's cool. And then at the end, it turns like the last few chapters turned into like this spiritual thing, right? Where he's, did you read it?
I have it. Yeah, I've read it like 4 or 5 times. So
That
I'm
last.
I'm going to revisit.
Oh
I also
yeah.
reread books because I feel like every time you read it, you're a new person.
Oh yeah. That
With
last chapter where he was talking about his like he had this this is what he said, the what's his name, Napoleon Hill. He was like, oh, I have this council that I made up in my mind of like all these great leaders that he spoke to, right, through meditation and stuff. And I thought, you know what, man, I'm like, that's cool. I mean, to the ordinary thinker, people would be like, that's crazy, but I was like, man, that's some cool groundbreaking stuff. And that's like so far back in the day. But oh yeah, back to topic is like, yeah, like simple things like that is I take little nuggets, and I got myself the book, and are like just taking like words like when you're listening to Manny and you hear words like divergence and stuff like that or whatever, all these like words in intraday, and know what kind of trader you want to be good at, right? Like intraday or scalping or like just knowing exactly what you want to do. And when I was watching another one too, what was his name, Abel, I think it was, or something. He was saying like, it doesn't matter what kind of trader you are, you're still going to make the same amount of money, whether you do two good trades of long day trading, or the ones that last 1 to 5 days or something.
like swing trading or like
Swing trading, exactly, that's it. So, and intraday trading, you do a couple of those, everybody makes the same amount, right? It's just your risk, right?
right.
Yeah, there's some things that I'm learning along the way, you know, demo and stuff, and I get just more excited as I learn more, right? Because my goal is what I want to do. I appreciate and I have a lot of I appreciate that people want us to like follow what they're doing, but my goal is I'd love to just do it myself, like sit there and just listen to music and do trades by myself all day, right? Or that's the goal, right?
Right, definitely. I love it. So a couple things I want to touch on that you said. So that Napoleon Hill, the chapter, the conscious mind, like going into meditating and getting advice from, you know, whoever you want and
Yeah.
creating that mind in your head. So have you heard of Kevin Trudeau?
Kevin Trudeau, is that? No, I haven't.
Okay, so go on YouTube and research Kevin Trudeau and just look him up. But he has a couple audios out. One is Your Wish is Your Command.
Yeah.
My dad gave me that audio like back in 2012, and I listened to it like all the time. And like you said, for the person who, is not the average thinker, it will make you like open your mind to a whole new world. So he has a bunch of audios. I had this website at one point that had like all these audios, and one of them actually touched base on creating that conscious mastermind. So it was really, really cool. And there's also one on YouTube. It's a leadership general patent or something with Kevin Trudeau talking about leadership.
Yeah.
And he's talking about like his book and like creating that mastermind with General Patton and taking his advice, And so I think that all ties into trading. It's all about mindset, and it's all about not thinking in a very like, the average, being an average thinker. Like, don't be an average thinker, because when you do, you're not going to be able to kind of levitate and move forward in the market.
You only get average results.
Right.
No, that's what he said. Like there's two streams. Like I read that, really took notes, and he said, the one stream goes down, you'll follow that, right? The other stream goes to, you got to think, not like I don't know. It really that really opened up my mind, man. Like the whole book, and I like the whole Kevin Trudeau. I got to check that out now, right?
Check them out. Change the game.
I
Change the
like,
game.
when the hairs on your arm like stand up or something after you read, you're like, holy, that makes like so much sense. I've been, and you know what makes sense is because when you live like, when you're like they say misery and poverty, and then you live that, and you kind of know, okay, he's right, and then you kind of say, if he's like it says, right? It's like this book could be worth $1,000,000 to you. So
Yeah,
that's
if
like,
not more.
so I know that part when I know all too well about that poverty part that he was talking about, and it's true that your mindset and the things you bring that upon yourself, and lately since I've been doing this with you, it's I've been following like trying to be like put my mindset into, all right, let's get this right, and
Right.
like not thinking about failure and stuff. That's not even on my mind. Like what Bass says, he's like, when you put that risk, you don't ever go out of you don't quit on red. You go in blue. Doesn't matter, because you've made that decision and said, this is the risk I'm willing to take. You go until you're blue, and or something like that. So he's like, I'm thinking about winning all the time, and I was like, you know what? Me too.
Right. Right. You just make a decision. Like literally comes down to that decision. I love what you said. It's like when you're around, well, what it is, like it kind of goes to like when you're around, that winning environment and that winning mindset, we're not gonna give you a chance to think the other way. Do you know what I mean? So a lot has to do with, yeah, you have the conscious mastermind, but it's also a lot to do with who you surround yourself with. And so like when I met you, I was like, wow, like even looking at your snaps, and was another reason why I was like, okay, cool, like this guy's reaching out to me, because your snaps are super positive and you were just like, yourself, and like talking about your day, like, just a regular person, nothing extra, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you were just like, yeah, this is who I am, and like this is what it is, and I'm happy, and living my life, and I love that. Do you know what I mean? In
Yeah.
society, especially when you have like a normal job or something, being around like a work environment is very different than being around where you can actually make a decision on who and what to be around, opposed to being somewhere that you have to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, as soon as everybody can start linking up, I'd love to link up with all you guys, and
Yeah.
and because the mastermind, there was another chapter, right?
Yeah,
Like, so I'd love to, like, since I'm understanding more, like, seems like that would be like the best thing to do, right?
for sure. And like, um, that's what Rebecca was saying the other day too, when we were on the call. She was like, "Oh my God, like I'm so proud. Like, Will, turned his camera on. He's like showing up now. Like, and that's what I want to create. That's the type of environment that we want for like, for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Be open, be willing to ask questions, be willing to just be yourself. And we're not here to judge anybody. We want everyone to succeed, and we want everyone to win. So that being said, you already said a little bit about your goal, but I want to know, like, what is your goal when you've mastered trading? Like, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? And I've mastered trade. I would say I would want it to show it to, like, well, I'm native, right? I want to show that to my people. I want to show them that there's more to this stuff, because like I want to be a leader. In fact, I just want to show other people and create more leaders, that type of stuff.
Yeah, you're a natural. You have it in you. I see it in you. You just, have that fire. So I love it. I was born on the island. If you didn't know, I was born in Nanaimo. So
Okay.
I have a connection with like the native people a little bit. Like I always grew up around, native people, and my dad, like my grandparents' best friends were native. They were always around the house, and always in that culture. And like even when I moved to Vancouver and being East End, like a lot of my friends are native, like Naomi and Sarah, like all
Yeah.
in that community. And so I get it. Like I've had businesses prior where I've like showed some of my native friends, but like I get it. Like coming from a different community, it's so hard for me to connect sometimes. Do you know what I mean? So like it's amazing that you have that vision, because just imagine like what you could do when everybody's just making money. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, wow, like you're gonna help so many people. And And that's an amazing goal. I love it. I love
Yeah, that's the goal. Like, as soon as I master this, like, I'd love to like teach it and like, like how Nafis goes up there and you do the classes in person and stuff.
it.
Like, that's the goal, right?
Right, for sure. I mean, you're welcome to, start hustling with me and training with me. Just jump. You've been jumping on the calls, so you probably can do a beginner's training.
Yeah.
Um, but I know, like I said, you were doing really good with pivots, and we're working on a few things with the study group, and we're implementing trainings about each of the products. So if you'd like, you're welcome to do a little snippet of pivots or something, or you're welcome to. The more people we have step up, it's just that social proof and just knowing that, hey, anybody can do this, and you put your mind to it, and you can go a long way. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So let me see. What is your advice for anybody who's thinking about getting into the forex industry?
My advice would be to commit, stay dedicated. When I first start learning more about it, like when I was just fresh to it and I didn't know what was on, because I would I would get like frustrated because I'd be like, oh man, I don't understand. So I'd say go for a walk. It's gonna be like summer soon. Go for a walk, clear your mind, and then think about, like I would sit there and like think about like maybe Anton's session later that night, and then think about, okay, I'm gonna try something different, or like understand why he places the price traps where they are. And then once you understand the market a little bit more, like it's all, and then making your entries, and exits, and obviously moving your stop losses into profit and stuff. So I would get frustrated because I'd be like, man, will I ever understand this stuff? But you just got to apply yourself a little more every day, and every day actually, because like me personally, I obsess. So I'm like, I want to, like, if I'm not doing this 1 or 2 days, I feel like I'm missing out. So I'm always just like, I want to learn, right? That's what I want to learn. And the thing is, apply it. So like I can soak up all this information. Now it's just like, okay, apply it, right? So I'm like,
That part.
yeah.
That part for sure. A couple of things you said, just being consistent, be coachable, and apply it. You guys, if you're going through learning to do anything, not just trading, do you know what I mean? Anything you're learning in life, it's like, how are you going to learn something if you're not going to do it and apply the information that you're learning? So a lot of the girls were just struggling with the overload of information, and we had to take a step back, and we were like, maybe we should actually apply it. Do you guys know how to use TradingView? Do you know how to mark up support and resistance? And the common thing I get from people is like, oh, well, I don't know everything. I don't understand this and I don't understand that. But how are you going to understand anything if you're not going to master the basics first?
Actually,
Right? Go ahead.
well, when you mentioned basics, I was just watching a video last night. It was he said it doesn't, sometimes basics is good, because just because you think it's harder to understand doesn't mean it's going to do you any better. It's like sometimes just knowing the basic stuff will still, work when you apply it to what we do, right? So you don't have to, drive yourself crazy learning something. I would say take the baby steps and be patient. Obviously be patient, because you don't want to like, oh man, I'm missing out, but be patient with the process, because you'll learn as you go along, and just watch the videos, man, right? You know what I like to do now too is, like, if I go through all the videos and I look for, like, I wanted to learn what, more about EMAs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would scroll through videos and basics and just find a video that's maybe an hour or something long and just watch it, and I'm like, okay, now I get it. Or, just I look for words, and then I find a video, and then I even, and the good thing about these videos is, like maybe, it's like for 12, 13, 14 minutes, they're talking about what you're trying to figure out, and you're like, man, okay. And it just improves your game, right? So I'm like, all right. And it puts a smile on your face because you're getting better. So
Yeah, that part. You keep on, when you watch, the more you watch it, the more you'll understand, and you're just like, the light bulb goes off, and you're like, yes.
take notes too, lots of notes, right? So you can
Yeah.
always go back.
So, Will, do you see yourself as an educator?
You know, I could. I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind helping people. That's the only way I'll, you know, that's the only way I'll become a better educator when I want to become a, yeah, of course, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
I totally see you as like an educator on the platform. You'd be like our first like native educator on both.
Yeah.
It'd be so sick. I can't swear on this. It'd be so. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, I don't want to make this super, super long, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts for the YouTube land?
Final thoughts would be, um, yeah, don't overwhelm yourself. You know, don't overwhelm yourself, and start with the basics. You know, if I would say, like I said, start with like the Christopher Derrick. Um, they might say some things that like offend you in some of the videos, but I don't take offense to it. People like just stick to it. I'm seeing, like, even using demo, I see, you know, like I'm like, whoa, look, I could have made, if I used a live account, I could have made $300, or, you know, I fell asleep and made money. You know, I was like, that's cool, right? Everybody wants to do that. So just apply and just pay attention to everything, you know. And you should get your dad involved too, right? Show us how he's doing his harmonics thing, right?
Oh, dad. Oh my God. So my dad is killing it right now. He's trading gold right now. He's not even doing harmonics for right now. He finally switched to a live account, and he's been like texting me like since the morning, like, oh my God, my trades, like, and all his trades all in blue. Like, he's killing it. So
Ching, ching.
yeah, I would love to do an interview with my dad. Like, that would be so dope, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe the next video I might do that. So thanks for
Sweet.
that. Yeah. See how masterminds work? What?
Exactly. Boom.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. So thank you so much, Will, for your time. It's always amazing connecting with you. I'm so grateful to finally be getting to know you better and like know you as a person, know you as a trader, as a leader. I love that you're stepping up. You're killing the game. I'm so excited for your success and all the blessings coming your way. So looking forward to everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys.
See ya.
Bye.